Okay, boys and girls, we're going to be doing some problem solving this morning, and I want us to remember everything we have learned about feet, inches, and yards. We are going to be underlining what we know and circling what we're looking for. Let's look on page 677, is that correct? 677, it says, Coco wants to plant a garden. This is what we know. Coco wants to plant a garden. She cannot decide if the garden should be 10 inches, 10 feet, or 100 yards long. Okay, so let's help Coco decide. Should her garden be 10 inches, which is 2 inches shy of a ruler? So should it be this long? No, that's way too short. 10 inches is too short. Should it be 100 yards long? So a football field is 120 yards, I think, boys. Am I about right? So should it be about the length a little bit shorter than a football field? That's going to be an awful lot of harvesting all by herself, isn't it? Or all by himself. So I'm thinking 100 yards is too long. So how long should her garden be? About 10 feet, which would be 2 of Miss Allison stacked on top. So if she makes it a pretty good width, and it is 2 of me, 10 feet, I would say that sounds pretty good. So the garden should be about 10 feet long, shouldn't it? That sounds about right. So you have to think about what is logical, what makes sense. Does my answer make sense? Okay, so let's go to the next page and we'll do a couple more together. Let's look at the diving board. So Zachary is looking up at the high diving board. Is the high diving board 10 inches? Is it 10 feet high? Or is it 10 yards high? We're circling what we're looking for. We know he's looking up at the high diving board. Now, we're not at the rec center. We're talking about a regular high diving board. So, is the high diving board 10 inches? No, that's not a high diving board. That would be a very low diving board. Would the high diving board be 10 feet? So like about 2 of Miss Allison stacked on top of each other? Or would it be 10 yards? There's 1 yard. And then if I kept going, that's 2. 10 yards would be higher than this building. 10 yards would be how many feet? 30 feet. That would be super high diving board. So I think the most logical answer would be 10 feet high. And we talked about why 10 feet high is the most reasonable answer, didn't we? Okay, so moving on, let's look over here. Let's talk about Sam's plant. Sam planted a tomato plant that is 1 foot tall. So it is 1 foot tall, 12 inches tall when he plants it. That is what we know. He planted a tomato plant, and it is 1 foot tall when he plants it, okay? The plant grows a tiny bit each week. That's something else we know. It's growing a little bit each week. Now, what we're looking for is after 4 weeks, would the plant be 10 inches tall or 14 inches tall? Well, boys and girls, 10, would it be reasonable? Because when he planted the plant, it was 1 foot tall, and we know that 1 foot equals 12 inches, right? So when he planted the plant, it was already 12 inches tall, and it tells us here that in 4 weeks, it grows a little bit each week. So how tall must the plant have been? 14 inches tall. I want you to do the rest of this page and all in the next page too. Let's see, yes, and page, the rest of these problem solving problems and the homework problems. And I want you to think through them just as we have done these. Do not be lazy. You have to think about what you know and what are you looking for.